are driving.
We are
to
driving.
the airport. Long drive, hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah, what's current time?
What do you mean? 2:56.
That's crazy.
We could watch an episode of Invincible, and
We literally could. Have you watched Invincible?
it's so good.
Oh my god,
It's
I'm
so dark.
How we doing, squad? How we doing?
How?
Whoa.
How does he do it?
Even the dogs in San Francisco look weird.
Game Design Club squad, how we feeling? Magic! Hotel check. How's the hotel? How's the hotel, y'all?
It's kind of goated, I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of goated. It's peak.
We have like I think every version of a fire detector I've ever seen in my life.
After dropping off our stuff at the hotel, we went down the street to a place called Cafe Okawari, where we all got some incredible Japanese food. I personally got some chicken katsu, which was incredible. After that, we went to a local game store, which looked really cool inside. And then on our way to the conference, we paid our respects to an abandoned Ubisoft office just outside our hotel. I think the biggest difference for me going around San Francisco was just how much there was to do on every single corner of the city. I mean, there wasn't a single block of the city where there wasn't some sort of cool restaurant or storefront that I wanted to explore. But of course, our focus this week was on GDC, and after getting our badges, we attended our first round of panels. I think one of the most difficult things to do this week was just trying to pick which panels to go to. I mean, they really had everything from panels about design in games to communication and running a team, or how to make a portfolio, how to get a job in the industry. Though one of the first talks we attended, which was one of my favorites throughout the whole week, was a design analysis on how they handled the biome generation for Helldivers 2. And not only is Helldivers 2 one of my favorite games out right now, but seeing how they managed to pull off this monumental task of creating procedurally generated biomes that looked good, and by using the same programs we use in the classroom, like Substance Designer. That talk kind of realizing how important visual consistency is to creating the look of a game. I had to go back and recreate so many different materials just to get the colors and whatnot to line up. But once they had that system in place to keep materials consistent, it ended up with a really cool final result.
My favorite panel had to do with animation. It was an animation panel done by one of the developers for League of Legends. They went over various animation techniques that they do. They went over how exactly they would tell someone else how to do them. It gave really good insight, and some of the things he talked about, our professors here talk about. So it was reassuring seeing our professors' practices outside of our class.
There were two really great panels I went to. One was a pro-social design workshop, but it was an actual workshop rather than a talk. So, you know, we had sort of guided exercises at a table with other people, and it was great to connect with them and kind of work with them and apply our creativity to the challenge they were giving us. And then the other one was put on by that game company. The title of it was It's Okay to Slow Down. They have a multiplayer game right now where they have a segment of it where you and your friends or strangers can go in and your characters can experience a sort of sound bath. It's just kind of a meditative experience where you're lying down and someone has a bowl and something goes around the bowl and it makes a meditative sound of some kind. Look, I'm not a sound bath expert. What was interesting about it was a really different kind of sequence for the game's players to do. And I had to do a lot of iterative design and play testing to get it right because it was so unlike anything else they were doing in the game. Players would walk in, we're not really sure what to do, how long they were supposed to be there, and just the various ways that that game company kind of set expectations and had to go back and reset them.
I think the panel on accessibility was actually my favorite. Now, as a game programmer, I don't really enjoy making like options menus or a bunch of player settings that can be changed in game, but that can make the difference between whether someone actually enjoys your game or not, or is even able to play it in some circumstances. Seeing how industry professionals like handle accessibility in games and what makes up like the components of an accessible game, I think was really cool and really educational. And it kind of inspired me to want to make my games more accessible for all players, because as a game designer, I want to make sure my games are as fun for the most amount of people as possible. And I think that's something that's overlooked in some games, but is just a really important part of making modern games. Is just making sure everyone can play them regardless of their background or abilities.
While we all learned a ton from the panels at GDC, something that was equally as important was just going around the conference and talking to other game developers. I really got to make a lot of different connections, from people who were working at AAA studios on some of my favorite games to independent developers who had a lot of insight on how to start your own studio. And then I also got to talk to a lot of people in my position at a university, still learning a lot about game development, but excited to just see all the cool stuff there is at GDC. I also got to meet Mark Brown from Game Maker's Toolkit while I was there, who's hosted just so many incredible game design videos that I've watched here at SNHU. It was a really cool experience to talk to him as well.
It's very valuable being able to go to GDC and get those network connections and be able to just talk with other game dev people. Our school only focuses on so many things, so it's good to be able to talk to people who maybe focus on other things that our school doesn't talk about. I've met product designers, I met people who focus on very niche cases for animation. I got to talk to some people who did stop motion. That's not something that I even thought about our school doing.
I think it's really important for students to go to GDC just because of the fact that that is the most amount of game designers someone will ever meet in our major, which of course is a great networking opportunity, but more importantly, I think just by exposing yourself to a bunch of other game designers from other universities or the actual industry itself, you can learn a lot from these people, which can in turn be brought back to our own community here at SNHU, and just improve the game development major as a whole with all that new knowledge and experience you're getting.
It gives good insight for stuff that we don't get to see. It's a learning opportunity, it's a networking opportunity, and it's a lot of fun, and it felt great going there.
All right, we got the squad. We're at Super Duper Burgers. What do we got? Ice cream?
Got a bit of ice cream.
You're getting a shake. I got a cookies and cream shake with like fries and stuff. Lou, and you're just here for the ride.
I'm here for the vibes.
Yeah, and what have we learned today at GDC?
Unity has some cool stuff coming on. They're making new async stuff, and their integration with all of the like VR stuff with Unity 6 is really cool. And really like. Yeah.
I went to the Unity talk as well, and seeing how simple like something like building blocks can make development, it's inspired me to go into VR again. And Lou, what about you?
I was gonna go more towards like the legal side of things and the safety side, but I ended up doing more about AI and learning data sets, as well as like
Shake!
That was really loud in my left ear.
But like AI data sets and how it's being used as an optimization feature for games. So like if you have a fancy monitor, like for a PC, you can have that same quality on on a phone by using AI to kind of replicate and change the resolution to fit with the device.
Alongside the various panels and networking events we went to, there was also some special events that were hosted at the main stage at GDC, one of which was an incredible concert conducted by Austin Wintory.
just got out of the like GDC orchestra. Thoughts, everyone.
That was crazy.
It's crazy.
That was awesome.
I'm quaking in my boots.
That was awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Really great. Really great.
And after that, we got to go to the award ceremony for both the Independent Games Festival as well as the Game Developers Choice Awards, which were both incredible.
So, Balatro is the best game ever made. Local Thug is the messiah to game devs, and everyone should be him. And Local Thug, if you see this, adopt me, bro. I'll do art for you, bro.
Yeah.
Please, I beg.
One of my favorite memories of the whole trip, though, was getting to explore San Francisco after a busy day of panels.
A long time ago, when I first graduated from college, I was briefly a tour guide in San Francisco. So it was really cool to get to sort of revisit all those places I haven't been to in a long time. But also to experience them again for the first time with this crew, who was very, very delighted by the San Francisco of it all. We got to ride a cable car up a literal mountain. We saw Pier 39, sea lions, Alcatraz from a distance, and finally we got to In-N-Out Burger, which was the real, my real intention.
Got In-N-Out with the squad. How's our burgers?
It's so good.
So good.
I ate my whole one already.
I also ate the whole burger. It's gone. How's your burger?
How's your lettuce burger?
Lettuce.
And at the time, it was like the sunset was coming down and stuff, and it was just really beautiful. We got a lot of nice pictures there, and it was just super fun. And then as it got darker and stuff, we went to In-N-Out. So that was probably like the most fun I had outside of GDC. Was just kind of like exploring San Francisco, just with my friends on the e-board. So that was a lot of fun.
It is the last day of GDC. We're heading to the store right now, and we're gonna get breakfast. Shari, how was our GDC?
Amazing.
Amazing.
It was so fun this year. I
Yeah.
can't wait to come back next year.
After spending a week in San Francisco at the Game Developers Conference, we really learned so much about not just the industry, but all the people who are a part of it. And the thing about GDC is there's just so much to do there that no matter what sort of area of game development you are interested in, you're still gonna find people who are experts on that particular field of study, or find panels about those topics as well. It really was the most educational week I've had in my entire life, and really hope that in the future more SNHU students get to go to events like this one, because it can really help someone find their path in this industry, as well as make a lot of great memories along the way.
This